Hello everyone, Solomon here, and I just woke up from my 12-hour slumber. You can see my bed here. So this is my Saturday, January 2024. I don't get a time machine to repeat it, although my days have been stagnant and just repeating itself ever since COVID and whatever. There's no really priority of mine. I can't handle a woman. I don't have a sense of urgency to have kids, and I'm just basically trapped in the primitive capital accumulation phase and just staying alive. That's basically me. So without education and programs and all this stuff, I probably would have ended up like Mark here, working at Bat Burger. I made my way through working at the hospital, the medical industrial complex, if you will. That is the current gold mine for me. And I do radiography, so every 10 years you gotta take this test called the QCR. It's basically that test. It's the CQR by the ARRT, and they want you. So, anyways, that's me in a nutshell. There's so much to talk about, so much not to talk about, and to keep my mouth shut about. I met a man at the gym the other day, just yesterday. I was just hanging out at the gym. I did all my reading the books and my meditations and my deep work, and he said, I'm just bored at home. He used to be a lawyer, and if he's been a lawyer for at least 20 years safely, that's at least 6 figures a year. So he's very well seen a lot of money. Probably more than $1 million. And he can obtain whatever whatever the hell's out there. But he was doing the same shit that I was doing, going to the gym, walking outside. His wife was this old lady. The kinds of people I've seen out there, you're either like him or a homeless guy. You have this like mundane lifestyle, or you're motherfucking homeless. I'd rather be him than some fucking homeless guy. And so that's what I gotta do, just be kind of like a lawyer, You just gotta go work all the time, which means like you're in the library reading books, and doing research. You're taking walks outside and, going to the gym. I mean, he wasn't doing any crazy exercises or anything, but, he was just doing some basic, old man exercises at the gym, which is fine. It's just like he had some level of work ethic and discipline and stuff, even in his older age. I admired him. He wasn't the most inspirational person ever, but he lived a life. He lived his days and squeezed the most out with the time he did have. He went, worked with the industries from his point, patents with pharmaceutical companies. And he went across to Japan and Europe and all those other nice places and did his time. And now he's here, just like me. And I'm just saying, what's the point of this? It's just like walking around in a big library. Just Like, the only thing you have to do is avoid being a homeless. Like, other things will be taken care of. Like, stop worrying, stop having such scarcity mindset, that it's the end of the world, or people won't have food, or you won't have food. Your social security money is going to dry up, your welfare money is going to dry up, your food stamps are going to dry up. It's just like somehow, there's going to be another government shutdown. Somehow, it's just the resources are there. It's just, it's just the Brahmin class. They know how to scare the shit out of people with the scarcity mindset. There's not going to be enough food. You have to hoard everything. When in reality, things are plentiful. No, they're not. It's, again, with the scarcity mindset, that's just never ending. That is a, highly weaponized, toxic mindset that's just very widespread. It's always kind of like a bear market, a depression, the Great Depression, war, hoarding things. It's, if you've seen that on the TV, hoarders, the extreme cheapskates, just nightmarish. Those are shows I actually watch because, I know about this stuff. That's how some people operate. It's never, rarely do you have someone who's operating on their full potential on, an opposite timeline. Some of these people are the most productive people on the planet. You have Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, guys like this. They all have children. Steve Jobs, they all have children. So instead of like thinking with a scarcity mindset, they think more positively with an abundance mindset. They can have kids. They can have school for kids, pay extra for their kids to go to private school and whatever they need to do. They can have private tutors and mentors. They can excel on the SATs and get into a good college. But no, we're not like them. We operate on the scarcity mindset instead of the abundance, mindset. I wish we did operate on abundance mindset, But too many of us just dwell deeply into the scarcity mindset. And I wish I could break out of it myself. It's always about saving money and being cheap and, My advice to you is, money doesn't really matter. You should be hanging out with your friends, going to Starbucks and stuff. One of my, neighbors down the street, she regrets, and was crying to me about, how everyone else was going to Starbucks and she was studying it up with her pharmacy stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, why was she crying about it? Looks like you should have went out with your friends than being Uncle Scrooge. I mean, like what the fuck? But those are the sacrifices she needed to make, or anyone else out there to make it. These jobs are very demanding. If you want to be a pharmacist, engineer, lawyer, doctor, whoever, you have to sacrifice. But she was crying about it. Maybe she's an extrovert and female, and she needs to be one with the community and play Mean Girls and do the Starbucks thing. But for her, it was probably a huge sacrifice. If you were a guy and you watch porn and play video games, you could give two shits about going to Starbucks, and hanging out with friends. I mean, you need to study and you need to make money. I mean, that's all society is ever going to give two shits about you. I'm not wrong. I mean, just that's how it is. I would like to be wrong, but you come to realize that's how it is. No one's gonna fucking save you. If you go off on the deep end, if you get broke, if you become victimized, no one. The bank is just gonna say we cannot reimburse you for the money you lost. And so between being an old guy with, living this mundane, boring life in a quiet, suburban neighborhood, or being a fucking homeless guy in New York City, I would rather pick the old guy that has some, degree of work ethic and discipline and hard work each and every day. And I appreciate that, Sometimes people ask me, what are you doing? I'm just observing, making simple observations, being appreciative of what I do have, being grateful of what I do have, I don't need to go to the Mercedes-Benz car dealership and pick up the new goddamn, sports edition. I don't, It's better off if, Mercedes didn't sell me that car, and it just, accumulates, and their cars just, are acquired there and just chill in the lot for someone who really, really, really wants it. It's just not for me. It's down the street from me. Paul Miller. These things are very obtainable for me. I just don't really want them. Neither do a lot of people want to take care of these things. We can't. This is why we can't have nice things. People steal. Things get destroyed, and your insurance rate goes up. Sometimes it's better not to have known than to know. And sometimes you just play video games and not give a shit because you're feeding your brain cheap dopamine. It always goes back to one thing: the blue pill. The blue pill with Brothor. Like, this is not a joke. You're gonna sit on the couch, eat pizza, and play video games. I've been doing that so much, my video game controller actually blew up. I mean, it's not funny. Yeah. This is just remnants of what I have been at my previous life. I just keep this around because I just don't want to be that guy anymore. But in my heart of hearts, I know I'm still him, but desperately trying to find, out. It's like Cypher in the Matrix with the blue pill. He knows he's in the Matrix. He can't get out, and if he does, his life is going to be 100,000 times harder. Everything will be organic and for real, but at the same time, everything's going to take so much more effort. Why not just chill there and eat a steak? Drink some wine, and some filet mignon, and some Don Perignon. In Brothor's case, a pizza. And video games. Most guys fall into that category. And of course, you have, a bitch-faced woman, coming at you and trying to wake you up, and you don't want to comply. Because her standards, much like the red pill, are just too great. You have to be 6 feet tall. You have to make $200,000 a year. Just to obtain a mediocre blonde American girl. It's just like, seriously? And she's like, yes. And you're like, that's less than 1% of the human population. And she's like, yeah. She doesn't give two fucks. Her legs spreading, doesn't give two fucks. And so you have a lot of passport bros, mail order Russian bride, mail order Chinese wife, Vietnam, Thailand, romance scams from, Ukrainian lady. And then you have the American women complaining, about men being passport bros, men go their own way and all this crazy shit, and just like, Out of all honesty, who's gonna take care of these women? Voucher 8, the government, basically. They're gonna realize, man, holy shit, life is motherfucking hard. And they're gonna be slayed, or if it isn't the government, then it's gonna be their S&P 500 company, their office, or whatever, their office. And they're going to complain about, how they have to work the 9 to 5, which is currently happening. You have young, hot, blonde women in the office, whatever office, and she's complaining virally about how she doesn't have a life. Like, I'm sorry, that's what happens when you don't marry a bro Thor to take care of you. Your life is better than living on the streets or working the streets, but now the streets are just the office. The fact that you don't appreciate or have gratitude, towards the office, towards your new dungeon, is alarming. You're neither happy on the streets, okay? You're not happy with a man. You don't want to get married to anyone lesser than 6 feet tall, making $200,000. You're not happy in your office, making, the salary that you deserve, probably starting salary $50,000. And you're unsatisfied with everything, with all your, possible options. I mean, what other options do you have, ma'am? It's like reality doesn't exist for these young women. Does she have that leverage? Yeah, she's very beautiful and whatever, but whose standards does she fit? Who can accommodate her? The S&P 500 companies. And then you have sexual harassment policies and whatever, so she's going to be single there because no one wants to get fired. So she's going to complain about dating, and the next thing you know, she's worked her life and she's 40 years old, and she's going to complain about, I only like white guys, and white guy has been calling her, and she's going to complain that I don't know who he is, I just met him on Tinder, I have all my insecurities. And she's going to make another viral video about more of her complaints, and everyone's gonna be like, your window of opportunity closed when you were about 38 years old. Now everyone can see your wrinkles and your graying hair, and shit, girls, you missed your opportunity because you kept complaining. You complained about working on the corners, you complained about working at the club, you complained about Chad, you complained about Tyrone, you complained about working in an office. You're just a complainer. And at 40 years old, you just turn into a Karen. And it's just like, what, you just have to pick your poison. The guy has to pick his poison too. Either you get married to one of these bitches, or have kids, or be single, or just get married to her and just like, keep her around, or just be single. You have to pick your poison. You have to pick your poison. All the options. Have some kind of like weird twist to them that you don't want. Even the old man I met, he's 70 years old. He got old himself, and he chose to have a wife. I don't think they have kids though. But that pick your poison. And his wife got old as fuck, as they all do, and she's living her life, he's living her life, and that's it. That's the best job you can do. Like, she's not gonna stay forever young. He's not gonna stay forever young. You just have to pick your poison. And what it looks like is the woman is heading down to a path of being single forever single, despite being blonde. Back then you could be blonde and brunette and redhead and have a shitty husband, or you would just, you would always have a husband. This is because women are highly desirable. There's a demand for it. But in today's times, you're just gonna be single. And have all your girlfriends and whatever, and end up in a nursing home with other old ladies. And that's how it is. I did mobile x-rays, and that's what I saw in these elderly homes. Like they have these these camps, basically in Sunrise nursing home and stuff. They're just like packs of old ladies together, and that's how it be. No one wants to deal with them unless you're an old lady and then you belong in the old lady network, and they're playing mahjong and bridge and stuff, and that's how it is. What's the alternative? You married this guy and you got old with him, or you became single, like a Sigma female. But those are rare. Sigma female. I don't know if that exists. Women usually, yeah, I guess that exists. But they usually have a male partner around somewhere. I've never seen a woman alone, and if she does exist alone, it's really creepy. Because human beings are social creatures. They have to gravitate towards some kind of like social. Plus, it's like super boring and stuff to just live by alone, and if you get attacked or socially engineered, by some kind of like FBI wanted like cyber criminal, whatever, then you're absolutely fucked. So what am I going to dedicate my time to today? I'm just going to finish reading my book. I'm probably going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat dips up with my mom. I'm just going to use my Saturday to my best abilities. Maybe I'll just end it in my career here with a W-2 form. Working for someone else. Working for myself is just a little bit too hard in New Jersey. You need your own LLC. You need your own product line. You need all these things. You have to pay like business tax every like quarter, or the government will come after you. If you didn't make any money, you still have to file and all this weird shit. Same goes for New York City. You need receipts. You need, documentations all the time. It's just like, the fuck. And even after you move, they'll come after you. So once you have your own business, your own LLC, and your business license, they still come after you. In which case, I would say, if you move to another state, in which case I would say it's not worth it, and I would just fucking work for somebody else, because it's just too much fucking work, and it's just too much. It's too convoluted. Everyone's just making up these bullshit laws just so they can grift you out of more money with taxes. And it's just like, it's not worth it. Fuck you. I don't want the money. Every dollar I make, you're like, they're like, how can I scam this guy and tax him for 60%? So every dollar you make, you have to pay the government like 60 cents, and it's just like, the fuck this shit. You make $1 million, you have to pay the government like $500,000 for taxes. It's just like, what the fuck? The amount of effort and time you put into your craft is just, a lot of hard work and grinding. It's just not worth it. You might as well just play V-Rising and become Bro Thor. Again, it just comes back to Bro Thor, It always just comes back to being Bro Thor. You have your stuff, you have your trophies, you have your sex whip. I don't know what that's doing there. You have your pizza, you have your video games and shit. It always returns back to being these two. Welcome to New Asgard. The blue pill. You need more blue. I need more blue pill, you know. I need more blue pill. Let's look outside. The day in the life of Solomon Chau. So it's about 7, approaching 8 o'clock now. 8 a.m. This one homeless guy on YouTube, he just like chills outside. Lives in some kind of, mud hut that he built by himself. And I watched it, and it just scared the shit out of me that anyone could put themselves into that situation. But he said he just kept walking. On many days he just does his own thing. He just walks till he gets tired. He just, does whatever the fuck he has to do, to survive. He does that all day until he gets tired and sleeps. I mean, and then one day you just probably pass away and die. You from a fall or that's what happens when you think you can retire, not work. The ambition and the drive just goes away. And maybe that's what it feels like being a woman. Like, you want that drive, you want that passion. And the only way to obtain it is by yelling at some poor guy. You should be this, you should be the man, you. It gives her fire, it gives her, a role in life. It gives her something to do. That's why she's so bitchy. That's her drive. That's her X drive, That's her DDR. That's her Dance Revolution game. That's what churns her butter. For a guy, it's probably like making money on the stock market, trading and selling and whatever. But it's never a perfect run. You're gonna have winners and losers, ups and downs, bull runs, bear runs. It just goes up and down like a roller coaster. And women like that. They don't want to be stagnant. So, they want to fill up their cup. They want to fill up their cabinet with all kinds of different product and crazy shit and make life fun. And the guy's just like, I'm just going to make money. I don't have the emotional and mental bandwidth to deal with all this other crazy shit. Like paying taxes, kids, and sending them off to some private school or camp. And that's it. That's it. I'm just gonna go be doing my own thing. I'm just gonna be chilling, reading my book, and that's it. Because that's life. Between being an old man, being a has-been lawyer, and just going outside, having paid my bills and did my time. I go to the gym, do my thing, go home, sleep, and that's it. I just don't give two fucks anymore. And, as much as I try to fight it off, more than likely I'll probably be doing bro Thor things, playing video games, eating a pizza here and there. That's just what we do. I don't know if there's some kind of advanced level of human that doesn't need to do this degenerative kind of shit, but more than likely at some point you do, because you have off time. They don't even allow you to be working all those hours, excessive hours, because of high burnout rates. You have to take your PTO or they burn it. Your part-time off. You have to take your holidays off or they burn it, or they don't give a fuck. It just expires. would you work or not work? You know, there's going to be a point where you work so much that it's just conditioned to in your body just to, you know, bounce out of bed and drive to work. And you're going to, and on your off days, you're going to be like, what, wait a minute, who the fuck am I? I don't know who I am anymore. But what do I do? Like, I have that right now. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck do I do? And when I say, what the fuck do I do? You know, I never established my LLC because I told you why. You know, I just sell shit independently. And, you know, thank God for this, The Power of Habit book. You know, sometimes I don't know what the fuck to do. And I'm gonna tell you. You know, again, I bought this book 50% off because I got it late. And get out of bed, put on uniform, drive off to work. So this is 2023 in the summer and June time. Look, I what could be better? I don't really get to do what I want when I'm not at work. I don't really get to do what I want when I'm work. I didn't know my home life was such a disaster. Other than make money. I always say the same shit. It doesn't matter what time of year or it is. I'm not sure if I really would do anything significant or worthwhile. See, I don't even know what to do with myself today. It's already 2024, and I just told you what was going on. I look back, and I'm like, a lot of men probably feel the same way. What the fuck do they do except work? So I'm trying to answer that question myself. Get more exercise. Spend more time outdoors, play less video games. Like, holy shit, like, I just pulled this off the shelf in 2023. My mind is still very much the same. And so, you know, walking. Okay, I gotta walk outside. I gotta exercise. I gotta get sunlight. I know these are very primitive and base things, but this is what you gotta do. Read a book, sleep, eat well, shower. And then I put work on the pedestal. So maybe I have to go back in time, you know, and see my history of what the fuck I've been doing. But again, like, if you advance through the time, walking, exercise, sunlight, sleep, eat well. At some point, I evolved. My handwriting looks a lot neater. Work. I put work as first. I did a loop. I actually turned it around. Work, exercise, nutrition, journal, vlog, read, fun, and then sleep. Now I have like YouTube and stuff. So, you know, I can see where this is going. December, work, exercise, nutrition, journal, vlog, read, fun, and sleep. So I put work as a priority. Before, when I was a caveman, I was walking, exercise, sunlighting, read, sleep, eat well. I just made work a more of a priority, and I'm trying so hard to read, negotiate, and sell, and make money. That's it. So that's why a lot of women need husbands for financial support. A lot of normal ass women who are 5'4", or, you know, they're not 6 feet tall, American, you know, beauty pageant winners, and, you know, airplane pilots and shit, you know, just normal ass women. They could be black, they could be Hispanic, they could be Asian, you know. And these are normal ass women. There are tons of normal ass women, you know. And they have the same, you know, bitch face, you know, that more than likely those are the women that you do get married and have kids with, because, you know, if they're 6 feet and they're blonde and blue eyes, it's more likely that they have that, like, narcissistic syndrome where they need the guy that's 6 feet tall and is making $200,000 a year or whatever. So anyways, you know, on my off days, maybe my off days are just different. Maybe I just gotta fill up my schedule with walking, exercising, sunlight, reading, sleeping, eating well, meditating, and working. I should probably have a different routine for my off days. I'm probably gonna develop that, and I'm probably not gonna put work in there of any sort. Because, you know, high burnout rate. I don't want to trick myself either. So, you know, I got more to me that I have to work on personally. There's only so much I can do to improve, and I always run across, the opposite sex. She's always saying things like, I need to find a man. I need a man. Where is my man? Like, I identify myself as single, and there's a lot of like single mothers out there, and it's not my job. It's not my job to be their husband. I can be buddy with them or whatever. But that's not my job. It's not my job to like take care of their kids and wonder. Sometimes I just don't get it, or I feel overwhelmed. It's like it's not my job. I don't identify as your boyfriend. I don't identify as your husband. I'm just kind of like there. It's just like, I'm not your family member. It's just like, a surrogate husband or something. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like feeding the machine. We're all feeding the same machine. Like, we're all paying taxes here. And whether I want to get married, it's a part of this, to feed, more of this machine. I don't know. That's up to me. And so far, the answer is no. It's just too much fucking work. I can't handle it mentally, emotionally. Most women are probably a lot mentally stronger than men in terms of grifting and scamming and pulling like catfish shit, and just like all kind of mind fucks and manipulation. And so, what kind of like world do I have ready for me? We do that in the video game world. World of Warcraft. Maybe video games are the best option for guys. I don't know. And eating pizza. Maybe you can't handle women. I can't handle women. Maybe guys probably can't handle women. They're just too much. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe it is. Maybe the answer is the blue pill. Not everyone ends up with a nice wife who's blonde and who has blonde hair and blue eyes and all this stuff going for them. And you just end up with this angry dragon tiger mom that yells the shit at you and has you making 6 figures every year and make sure you're 6 feet tall and shit, and just like, it's just too much. So, go out there and have fun. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm for this. At this point, it's all about the YouTube algorithm. I do appreciate, actual human beings watching this, but more than likely it's because it's been, stained by the YouTube algorithm. The show must go on. It's like the Matrix. The machines has to do their own fucking shit to survive. Promoting my content and getting clicks is what the machine does. Just so that you're aware of what's going on, or where I'm posting this shit. Why this video is just dragging on is because I don't give a fuck. The machine doesn't give a fuck. If you give a fuck, great, like and subscribe, but the machine's just gonna keep fucking going. I'm just gonna keep fucking going. You're gonna keep fucking going. The story just doesn't fucking end. Tomorrow I'll be back here posting. And, that's brings up another point. Early in the morning, according to Dan Coy, you should look him up for, ways of getting out of the Matrix or succeeding in the Matrix. He's like, you should be doing your most creative work in the morning. And whatever just came out of my mouth is potentially the most creative work I've ever been doing in my whole entire fucking life. Other than following someone else's program, going to college, I just spouted my own material to you, whatever it's worth. I don't know if it has any value. I don't know if I was just ranting. I don't know if it's just bullshit. It's just whatever came out of my mouth for myself and for my audience. Marcus Aurelius, ancient emperor, the meditations. He wrote that book for himself. I'm doing this vlog for myself, and if you happen to be in my audience, great. But this is how my mind operates when I just jump out of bed. And sometimes I don't have the best idea. Sometimes I don't know how to live, and so I look at how the greats, how would the greats do it? For example, Marcus Aurelius would jump out of bed. The covers are warm and cozy, but he wants to get the fuck out of bed because, the ants do their thing. The animals do their thing out there. Humans gotta do their thing out there. Humans gotta do their things out there. They have to have kids. They have to have a woman around. Here I am, being fucking bro Thor, and watching porn and playing video games. Another vice, So now you have sleeping, and you have, in modern day world, you have porn and video games. What the fuck would ancient Emperor Marcus Aurelius do? I'm pretty sure he would have children. In today's modern world. Even if it was fucking hard as fuck, even if your girl was a fucking bitch and threatened to leave you, he would still have kids. And he would probably be divorced by now. But he would still keep going. Again, super high amounts of resiliency. As for Solomon Chau, he doesn't feel like he's at this level. Even at the age of 38, 39, he's not at this level to be having kids. I don't know if it's a money thing, if it's a scarcity mindset thing, but he just doesn't fucking feel like it. Maybe he wants to play more video games, watch more porn, I don't know. But most guys in this situation, if a woman was watching him, where are my kids? Where are my grandkids? The sense of urgency to procreate and spread your seed. It's lit. It's always supposed to be lit, It's always supposed to be lit. That's what humans do. They're supposed to spread their seed. They're supposed to have kids. They're supposed to be sending their kids. They're supposed to be using their time to procreate and raise their kids, not play video games and watch porn. Unless you're like a eunuch, unless your pee-pee doesn't work, Do I blame women for having, modern girls for having these super standards, high standards for men 6 feet tall or $200,000 a year? You can say whatever you want. Just know that it's very unrealistic. And then if that doesn't work out, you have a guy like me playing video games and watching porn and making vlog videos so that one day he can monetize it and make money and side money from it, which I do not make money from these videos. I don't give a fuck. If I was Marcus Aurelius, I'd be like, I'm gonna die anyway. Everyone's just gonna die some fucking day. Just do what you like. I just do these videos because I like doing them. I like having an audience. I have always wanted to be in my own film or movie or be my own Hannah Montana, minus the singing part. The singing part because I can't fucking sing or dance. I can do those things, but it would just be very cringe. He always has this like cringy Asian guy singing karaoke. My battery's about to run out, but I'm doing what I like, so make sure you like and subscribe. Sorry it's been a rant or too long or whatever, misogynist or assholery, but remember Marcus Aurelius, he did what he fucking had to do, and one day he got famous off of it. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace out.